again. Okay, there we go. No, it is working. Sorry guys, once again, my webcam is being a douche today. But anyway, as you can see from the title, today's video is finally, after I don't know how many times I mentioned in my book related videos, a book review of Go Ask Alice by Anonymous. Okay, so this was published by Simon Pulse. Can't really see that well. Simon Pulse. And it was published March 5th, 1971. But I think the original, I think this is a new publisher. Hold on, let me see. I think I have. Oh, the original publisher was Pretense Hall, but my copy is published by Simon Pulse. So, this has 212 pages. And it's, I give it, out of 5 stars, I give it 3.5. And I will get into that soon. But I'm going to read the back to y'all. So, January 24th. After you've had it, there isn't even life without drugs. It started when she was served a soft drink laced with LSD in a dangerous party game. Within months, she was hooked, trapped in a downward spiral that took her from her comfortable home and loving family to the mean streets of an unforgiving city. It was a journey that would rob her of her innocence, her youth, and ultimately her life. Read her diary, enter her world, you will never forget her. For 35 years, the acclaimed best-selling first-person account of a teenage girl's harrowing descent into the nightmarish world of drugs has left an indelible mark on generations of teen readers. As powerful and as timely today as ever, Go Ask Alice remains the definitive book on the horrors of addiction. Okay. So basically, like I said, this book is about a young girl, a 15-year-old girl who's living in the 70s, who's living from no, actually, is it the 70s? No, I think the end of the 60s and beginning of the 70s, in that time frame, and how she goes to a party of kind of a popular girl, and she gets slipped LSD without her knowing, and then she just gets deeper into drugs and all that. Now, like I said, it is a diary. Here, I'll show you. I'm trying to find something. Yeah, see. First, this is what the font looks like, but see, it has days, like that's March 2nd, and that's March 5th. And then there are times when it has these question marks. And that means she didn't either, here, it says at the bottom, it means there are no dates for the following material. It was recorded on single sheets of paper bags, etc. So, whenever those appear, that you never know when that date is. And I really did enjoy, like, I really love books like this. And, it's called, now, you never know the girl's name. So a lot of people that I've met when talking about this book, they just call her Alice because of the cover, the title of the book. And those are from the Jefferson Airplane song, White Rabbit. And I'm actually listening to White Rabbit, but it's from the Go Ask Alice soundtrack for Alice in Wonderland, and it's covered by Grace and Nocturnals. Grace Potter Nocturnals, so see? But the reason I give this 3.5 out of 5 stars is because the biggest problem I had with this book was the girl herself. I found her incredibly annoying, and it took me forever to read this. I think this took me 2 or 3 months to read, and it's not even that thick, guys. See, it's not that thick. It took me so long to read, and it was mainly because at first I thought it was because, of work and school, but the more I thought about it, and that's slow. The more I thought about it, the more I realized it's because I really could not stand her. And the first time I read this, I was my freshman year in high school, so I was 15, just like her, and I really loved the book, and I think it was because I could relate to, relate to some of the things she was talking about, because I was 15 at the time I read this. But I'm 19 now, and I reread it, and I've just found her incredibly annoying, and she flip-flops. It's just, she acts very immature, and she's one of those girls that, they say, oh, I love this guy, and then like a week later, I love this guy. Like the beginning of the book, what's his name? What is his name? I cannot find his name, but they're the guy that she's absolutely in love with. But then as soon as she gets hooked on drugs, she says she loves this other guy until she realizes how bad of a guy he is, and then she stops hanging out with him. And actually, there's a part in here where she does mention Alice in Wonderland and Lewis Carroll. It's on page 36 in my copy, but it's right here in her diary entry for July 14th. It says, on the way to the library, I met Bill. He's taking me out tonight. I can't wait to see what happens. It's a completely new world I'm exploring, and you can't even conceive the wide new doors that are opening up before me. I feel like Alice in Wonderland. Maybe Lewis G. Carroll was on drugs too. So it's interesting that they mention, you know, Alice in Wonderland and Lewis Carroll, because that's what because, you know, the drugs and stuff. And actually, like I said, I found her really annoying, and I actually didn't start liking her again until, let me see, until I believe right around right around like that much of the book. That's when I started liking her again. At the beginning of the book, I found her a little annoying, but then like through the rest of this book, I just could not stand her. But I started liking her again here. And the other thing is when she she talks. Another thing I didn't like about the book is how much she talks about death. Like, I don't know. She just talks about her body being, whenever she's really high on drugs, whether it's acid or LSD, she talks about bugs and maggots eating her body. Like, hold on, let me find a part in here. Let me see. Here's the part. And it's one of the days that is with a question mark. And it says here, the worms are eating away my female parts first. They have entirely eaten away my vagina and my breast, and now they are working on my mouth and throat. I wish the doctors and nurses would let my soul die, but they are still experimenting with trying to reunite the body and the spirit. So she talks about, you know, how whenever she's really high, she sees, you know, like the bugs and the maggots crawling all over her body and eating her away. And so those parts are really gross. And she also, because both of her grandparents die in the book, and the part where she talks about how when she was seeing the bugs and maggots on her, she saw her grandpa with him covered in bugs and maggots too. So, yeah. And apparently, I didn't know this, but I found out when I got my copy of the book. Hold on, where is it? That apparently there's another one called Jay's Journal that I didn't know that existed. So, yeah, I'll probably end up getting that because I haven't read that one. But they say this is an account of a true girl's, you know, diary, but, you know, people have said that in reality it was by a woman named, what was it, Patrice Sparks. So, but either way, like I said, I just found her annoying in a lot of the book. But other than that, it's a really good book. I do recommend it to people. Like, my only problems with her talking about the death and her personally, but other than that, everything she talks about, I think everyone should read this. I think a lot of people nowadays can relate to it. So yeah, 3.5, but I strongly recommend it. So that was my review. If you've read this, tell me in the comments what you think. If you agree with my opinion, if you don't agree with my opinion, I'd love to know. So, yep. Bye guys.